Good evening, everybody. This is Omar Serrato with the Tilted Lawyer podcast. Last night, we talked about this subpoena heard amongst various content creators around the world. And I had a lot to say about that. I had my good friend Lauren Knighty, who is, by the way, finally, after I don't know how long she's been traveling, but it's been a while. She was filming some stuff with Andy Signore up in his Florida residence earlier today, and she was going to join, but she is passed out. She is asleep, thankfully, hopefully on some really strong gummies. But to continue this conversation, I have with me the international superstar, Kassidy O'Connel. You guys know her from her YouTube channel. She has this magical, smooth as honey, sharp as a scalpel, broadcast quality voice. She's oftentimes been accused of voicing over AI, which maybe she does or maybe she doesn't, but she's going to be gracing the airwaves on this channel tonight. And in conjunction with her, we're going to have with us the other international superstar, Leanne Newton, who has herself been covering this case lively via Baldoni, via her ex, via her YouTube channel, and various other outlets. She's been on my live before. She was live the other day with Kassidy O'Connel, talking about this subpoena and other things, and she has done some work behind the scenes to try to marshal everybody together and to formulate a response. And without further ado, I introduce both lovely young ladies. Welcome to the stage, Kassidy O'Connel and Leanne Newton. How are you, ladies? I hope you guys are well. How are you guys doing tonight?
What an introduction. I have never felt so fancy in my life.
Well, it's all about fancy over here in the IE.
I have never ever used an AI voice, just so you know.
No, you just have one by default, which is cool because it's like you just have you have a voice over voice where you could like read audiobooks, you could like do commercials.
I have one actually. I have read one.
I'm aware. I'm aware of that. You could literally be like the voiceover in like Waze or something, Google Maps, like the lady that tells you where to go that I usually silence. And Leanne Newton, how are you doing this evening? And well, this morning for you.
This morning, yeah. Hi, I'm all right. I am tired, but I'm doing really well.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, what time is it for you over there?
It's 5:20 in the morning, but it makes no difference because I haven't actually been to sleep yet.
Well, that would make a difference to me. If I'm, you know what? If I'm 5:20 in the morning and you're talking to me, I'm not responsible for what comes out of my mouth. Just be aware.
Oh, well, yeah, no, honestly, I was going to give you that warning, but as soon as you've already thought about it, I don't have to say it.
Yes, no, I've been there. I'm long past my, my all-nighter days. Like when I was in law school, you get like 3 hours of sleep if you're lucky.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then, just I know what that's like. I don't got it in me anymore. If I had to do it over again, I'd do something else. That's what I always say.
Well, I'll tell you. Oh, go ahead, Leanne.
No, I was just going to say, it's kind of the choice I made. I'm following an American lawsuit.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah.
You're American now. You're going to have to move over here.
Yeah,
you're going to have to tip me off to some lawsuit over in your area so that I could, so the roles could be reversed.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I will be.
Yeah, something will be coming up, won't it? It'll be Russell Brand, I think, is going to be like a big one.
Yeah. I got to cover the Russell Brand one.
Yikes. Yeah.
But that's another discussion for another day. We're here to talk about how Kassidy O'Connel is fighting back against what I have deemed to be a frivolous subpoena. Now, look, I'm unbothered and I'm really unimpressed by what they're doing. It's really just a big nothing burger for me, but I'm also not the one that's been subpoenaed. And, I spoke at length with Lauren, and she was like almost apologetic for like ever saying anything of merits on this case. And the off chance that it led to this subpoena. Am I doing something wrong? We had that whole hour, 15-minute discussion. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, we were live last night. It's still up.
Yeah,
it's going to be up forever. Yeah, I saw you guys in the chat. I got something wrong. I thought that Leanne had written the motion that Kassidy was reading on her live last night. And then I wasn't corrected until like later on in the show. It's like, hey, guy that doesn't read his comments. I wrote that. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. My sincerest apologies. I didn't know.
It's like, that was 4 days and nights. Leanne did add like 3 or 4 parts that I had missed that were brilliant, and she did read it over for me and stuff. And
Yeah.
it was really
I did do. I mean, Kassidy did all the legwork and everything, and you know there was a template, so there really wasn't much more for me to add.
Yeah.
Ashley's, because I mean it's out there that I did work on Ashley's. Ashley's I did a lot more for because I had to. We argued both the American law because of Google and then the Canadian law because of Ashley. So, you know, I added a few bits in on the American side, but all of the Canadian stuff I put in as well. And yeah,
Isn't it funny how like all of this international law really all leads back to the Magna Carta, like literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a trip. How like
So it's really not so different, you know.
Yeah, it's not different, and it
Yeah.
just speaks to how unevolved we are with our
And it
laws
goes
and our
back to
ways.
Roman
Yeah.
law too. I was doing a bunch of research
For
about
sure. I was just having this discussion with my associate or my paralegal the other day about like she was all fearful that AI was going to take over things. And he's like, hey, AI, come give me a break, man. If you listen to like all of the drama that was going on, just read Shakespeare, like read all of the stories that came out of the Roman Empire, read everything that came out. Humans have been worried about the same shit for like 6,000 years. And now we got AI, we got more advanced technology. And we have a better way to like write, I guess like business appropriate emails or whatever. And sure, AI is going to do some different thing, but all that's happening is people are becoming more in tune with the difference between AI written stuff and stuff that has the human touch. Like if you've ever gone through the exercise of actually reading Ernest Hemingway, for example, any of his works, and then asking, hey, ChatGPT, write like Hemingway. I mean, it'll be in that style, it'll be in that cadence, but it's missing something. And what's fascinating to me is that our human brains pick up on it. Like, I feel like it's not easy or it's not hard anymore to decipher the difference between AI written stuff and human written stuff.
I agree.
Anyway, I'm off on a tangent already. And
No, I'm horrified about ChatGPT and all that. And I don't like, I've actually have blocked on my ex. I'm like, so
I don't use
anti-AI garbage. I do not like it. I remember one time someone had posted like this long, every now and then someone will like, oh, I had posted, I didn't have time to go over it, but there was a really important filing that had happened. And I didn't have time to cover it, but I thought, oh, everybody's going to want to know this. So I just posted it there in my community tab. And people are like, what does this mean? What does this say? And someone, it had been hours before I got back to it. And so I had no idea this was even happening. And someone had done like a chat GPT. I don't even know how you do this, but they had like a summary that it spit out.
Right.
And a friend of mine who lives in New York, she's like, I was looking for something. She's like, try chat GPT. And I'm like, I didn't even know what it was. Like, how do you get to it? It's like a website.
Right.
And how do you make it do what you want? And she's amazing with it, but I have not, it doesn't like me. I guess it knows I don't like it, but
I can tell you this.
This summary, some of these things come up and like the cases are not even real.
You're right.
It will quote, oh, this case. And then you look it up and you can't find it. So I tried it one time and I come back and I'm like, you said this case applied to this law, but I can't find it. Show me this case. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. It doesn't exist. And it was the whole thing. It had it all laid out like a real citation. And it freaked me out. And they had posted like 3 or 4 and none of them were real. They sounded so good. It even gave the argument of what this case showed. I looked them all up because I like to read when I get a citation. I want to read the whole case. I don't want to know the little bit of decision that you pulled out of it.
That's more than most lawyers do. Most lawyers just read the briefs. They don't even read the cases.
I'm a little bit of a psychopath. So anyway, I wanted to, I didn't, and thank goodness I didn't just rely on what they put out because not one of those cases was real. And I'm like, where did you get this?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you this, Kassidy, never lose that quality about you, because one of the things that why you have like 16,000 subscribers is because your research is impeccable. and you never put anything on your channel that hasn't been researched, even if you might be wrong about a legal argument, or we might always agree on your legal arguments. The facts that you bring to the case are spot on. Like it's impeccable research. I'll tell you this: the danger with AI is that it makes people that don't know what they're talking about dumber. Because it's like you're telling Pinocchio that Santa Claus is real and there's a blue fairy and you can make wishes. It's like, really? Where is this blue fairy? And they don't know that it's not a real thing. And like lawyers at least have the ability to like decipher between real cases and fake cases, or they're supposed to. Some of them are too lazy to even do that. But non-lawyers will take that stuff. This sounds amazing. I'm going to totally win the case with this argument. They'll go in a case and like, hey, what is that case again? What's the citation? I'm not finding that. You know what? That's not real law. That's not real law. And they're learning about that when they're trying to argue it. It's just, that's the danger. Anyway.
Yeah.
To get off the tangent, the motion that you produced, Kassidy, was spot on. And all you really needed to argue, the biggest issue is the obvious one. Why in the hell are you after Kassidy O'Connel? And what is her involvement with the case? Okay, so you think that she might have been paid by the Wayfarer parties. Give me an offer of proof why you think that.
Yeah.
Because if that's the case, why Kassidy O'Connel? Why not a million other YouTubers that have been covering the case? There's 16 specifically. Like, why is it
we haven't found them all yet.
Yeah, right. And they're asking for an over breadth of information, IP addresses, email addresses, home addresses, contact information, bank accounts, and they try to justify, well, we're not asking for any communications or anything like that. We just want
in this first step. You got to get this, because once they get over this, then they will.
Exactly.
And they're trying to they're telling people that, oh, well, we don't really want this. I'm like, don't believe that for a second. They can't access those things yet. But once they get this first one, that's what they're going for. They don't want my bank information for no reason.
Right. If I was Friedman, if I was the judge, I would ask them, give me an offer of proof. Why do you think that she is financially involved with a smear campaign?
Exactly.
You're not allowed to just fish. Did you have, you've conducted extensive discovery at this point. Give me one communication from Wayfarer or the Wayfarer parties that identifies this individual YouTuber. You've identified 16. What was your criterion for identifying? Because
what was the criteria? Why?
As far as I'm aware, there's more than 16 that have been covering this case.
Exactly.
Did they subpoena Perez Hilton? I want to say he was the other big one.
They've been trying to. Isn't he in Europe right now or something?
I don't know where he's at.
He was in California.
Some people are excited about it. I'm like, have mine. You can have mine if you want one that bad. Just take it. You can have it.
Hey, Leanne, how does it work where you live, the subpoena process? Like, what would this be a viable means? Like, well, how does it work where you're at? Like, what are you used to when it comes to subpoenas?
It's largely the same. I'm assuming you're talking about domestic subpoenas.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's the same thing, process servers, etc. We summons more than subpoena.
Yeah.
We don't sort of subpoena for document production and everything. We just kind of make a request, really.
Right.
But yeah, and if we want someone, because we don't do depositions except for extremely rare situations. But
really,
yeah, really, like we just see them as I'm assuming. I mean, I look at it and think you're just billing someone for, for like to ask them questions. Well, no, here we just get them on the stand and have it out there and then without the rehearsal.
So is it that you get subpoena power upon the filing of a lawsuit and then you're able to subpoena folks, or do you have to get approval from the court?
No, you can get subpoena power upon the filing of a lawsuit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was trying to outline yesterday for Lauren like a step-by-step process of what she can do. She got on this idea that she should send a letter to the judge like, you could do that, notice of intent or whatever, fine. But first step first step is you should probably try to meet and confer with the law firm and ask them what you guys want. And I have to believe that, Kassidy, you've probably already done that, correct?
Could you say that again? I'm sorry, I was texting
Like-
my fancy New York friend.
How dare
loves
you?
your voice,
No,
by
I'm
the way.
kidding. Oh, thank you. No, I was asking, have you tried to meet and confer or have communications about what the subpoena is all about with the law firm itself?
With Ezra? Oh, heck no.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
heck
that would
no.
be step one.
No, because I've heard what she has to say.
Yeah,
I chat with her Stiefla,
sure.
and so she's her attorney, and I think Katie Joyce, I think they've actually met with them, and it was all those little lies. Oh, we don't want this. Oh, we don't want that.
Yeah.
And from what I understand, they're not being very cooperative about narrowing the scope. I don't want the scope narrowed. I want this thing gone because it's wrong.
Yeah, we're not going to narrow anything. Like, look, tell me what it is. Tell me why it is that you're
Not
asking
me.
for what you're asking for.
And why are you not getting this from Wayfair?
Yeah,
You
I
can
think,
compel this from Wayfair.
right.
You have all the chances in the world to do that, and you've got a judge that's bending to your every whim. Why
Well,
don't
this
you?
is kind of how it works. It's like they can't just they can get it from Wayfair, but when you're going about third parties, I feel like you have to have an independent reason. Like there's just the discovery. If you're going to subpoena third parties, the discovery has to lead you there. And so the question is, what evidence?
What led
do
you
you
to
have?
me? Because there
Yes.
is nothing.
Right.
There is absolutely nothing.
Which is why I was telling Lauren, look, I ain't giving you jack shit until I am compelled to do so,
Exactly. And
because
it's
you've gone through the due diligence of proving that there's a reason why.
yeah. Show me why you think that I'm involved in any of this.
Yeah. Which kind of brings me to my next point. I think that they know. They know. It's not like they don't know this. This is like elementary subpoena issuing, you know?
Right.
Most of the clients that I have, they don't have just unfettered access to subpoenas. Like they do, but it costs money to subpoena folks. It really does. To the extent that you're requesting business records, that could cost money. Like if you're requesting a police officer to testify at your evidentiary hearing, you're going to have to pay for their daily wages. And so they issue these subpoenas of Google. And to be fair, it's one subpoena where they're asking for contact information from 16 creators, but that gives you all the rights to quash the subpoena is the point. And so I was like, that's why I'm telling Lauren, you're not going to give them anything. And I think that it's an abusive process. And what I really think that it boils down to is the PR has gone so bad for Blake Lively. And right now, everybody is not laser focused right now on the fact that she is playing games with her deposition. To me, it's way more interesting to talk about how she is terrified of this deposition. Who gives a shit about the Jed Wallace complaint being dismissed? We have to have an emergency meeting because his attorney is supposed to be there. And now he's out of the litigation. So I want a protective order against. Get the fuck out of here. He doesn't. If he's out, he's out.
After I had a chance to think about it for a minute, that was nuts. Because it was another instance where that judge was writing that dismissal for a while. He didn't throw that together overnight. That was a nice, thick, not as thick as the others.
Right.
That was a nice, thick motion to dismiss. That was in the works for a long time. So why was he letting the discovery continue for this man? It's ridiculous. He waited. Did you hear at the hearing, Jed Wallace, his attorney, said, we've already complied with all discovery. And then
which is
Judge
the most
Lyman,
expensive part of it, right?
Right. And all this information that if the judge knew he was going to dismiss this, instead of sitting there and writing a novel about it, just dismiss him and stop it. So he didn't have to turn all that stuff in. But he waits till every piece has already turned in. Then he says, oh, guess what? You're dismissed. Forgets about the fact that there's a deposition the very next day. And then all of this breaks loose. And it's a big old mess because what do? Because because it's Blake, it's not with prejudice, it's without prejudice, meaning she can do it again. So if he doesn't attend the deposition, Princess doesn't have to sit for another deposition. She's only going to do the one. And then it's all the disaster. So now they've got to sort out what they're going to do, because if he's dismissed without prejudice, he could come back. So he can't miss his chance to depose her. And so it's a big nightmare, and it's every bit of it is of Judge Lyman's making. Every bit of it.
I mean,
But see,
I will admit and agree that this case, these trials, this litigation is not being efficiently judged, I guess I would say.
It's a mess.
I feel like we've known that Jed Wallace's complaint was going to be dismissed for months now.
It should have been dismissed a long time ago.
I know. I was actually surprised that Jed Wallace's complaint was finally dismissed. Oh, I thought that was already done. It turns out no, it isn't. And then, but not even like really, like it's without prejudice, and so they can still bring it if they want to. Like they're playing. Like, what are we doing? Like,
The House of Representatives, to answer your question. Sorry, it's rolling by, and I'll forget it because my attention span can be kind of crazy. No, they were asking who oversees this judge. Yeah, they're appointed by the president, and they're removed. They can only be removed by the House of Representatives. And I think in all of history, I forgot the number. It is a shockingly small number how many judges have been removed. And it's insane things that this guy is not going anywhere, unfortunately.
It takes a lot. Just ask Clarence Thomas and that whole thing that happened back in the 90s. I was just a boy back then.
I'm not quite sure, just to kind of weigh in on Jed Wallace, I'm not sure why there was a whole debate over Jed Wallace deposing Blake Lively, though, in New York. Because I went away and thought, I really can't see a path to her. I will be shocked if she brings him back in New York.
No.
I really will do. And the reason is, right, because they're doing it in Texas as well. They're having this huge, it's all about jurisdiction, and it has been here. So, they had his motion to dismiss. She responds, he responds back to her. But then they both get an extra bite of the cherry of arguing jurisdiction. And the best argument she's got in a last attempt to stop him being dismissed at all is to point to Melissa Nathan living in New York and try and make that somehow relevant.
Right.
They've got nothing. So I feel like if at that point they have literally got nothing to argue, and the best they can do is say, well, Jones Works is in New York, and for the first time ever, we're going to call her a co-conspirator.
Yes.
I think so that
and shady.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to bring him back in New York. I don't think she's going to try Texas. I think she will try California.
Oh, really? You think?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
She probably doesn't want it in Texas. That's for sure.
No,
but well, even just like how he kept the New York Times under New York law, that should have never happened. Everywhere else in the country, it's the plaintiff who gets to decide. And it's where the damage was done. But New York, whenever it's New York Times, they will keep it there, if whatever laws they have to change. But I was reading through that, and I was so mad because how he did it. They have this new Kinsey case that gives them even more protection to keep it in New York. But he actually went through and said that part of the movie was filmed in New York, and his proof of that, his evidence, was that Blake made a comment about, I'm so happy to be home in the fall filming I'm so happy to be in New York filming in the fall, or something like that. She lives in New York, dum-dum. The movie, and if you look at the locations, New York is mentioned. However, no person, no actor, no nothing was actually filmed in New York. There are a few scenes that it shows like a background scene, and then it cuts to them acting, but none, the cast did not film 1 second in the state of New York.
Can I just jump in a second? Because we've got some breaking news.
It was just stretching. Oh yeah, you got breaking news? Here we go.
Yeah, 20 ex-users have now been subpoenaed, and one of them is Spiritual Shift.
One of them is what? Spiritual Shift?
Spiritual Shift? Who's that?
She's an immigration lawyer, I think, from California area. Or I'm not entirely sure. I've also seen Texas as well.
20?
So we're now to 20
TSS.
subpoenas, or 20 content creators that are
36. I hope, did I get one for X too? Because I got an X account. I better check my email.
you know, at first I was kind of offended that I didn't get a subpoena, but now I kind of feel like I know why I didn't get a subpoena.
No lawyers seem to have been subpoenaed at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's harder to. I mean, there's the one aspect of it is like, obviously, I'm not going to give you in. I ain't giving you jack shit. I will file a motion to quash. I will file a motion for sanctions. I will make your life hell. I will request a deposition of Ezra herself. I would demand to see the records or the offer of proof of why you're somehow looking into me. I have no knowledge of any of these people. But anyway, aside from that, is I feel like maybe I try to look at it a different way. Maybe it's because lawyers mostly just focus on, like, to be honest, I've never seen this movie. It ends with us. I've never seen it. I've never watched it. I probably never will. I've never read the book, obviously. I've strictly focused on like the objective legal analysis of that. Maybe that's why they're leaving attorneys alone with that. But they're focusing, I feel like the stupidest thing that they did was they're looking for financial ties, but then they subpoena a YouTuber whose channel is not monetized, that has 38 subscribers or had 38 subscribers at the time of subpoena. So that can't be the reason then, right? And so then what are we doing? Rule 45 should apply.
And
this is nothing but
X, right?
What happened?
Is X monetized?
I wouldn't know. I have an X account that I don't use.
You can get monetized on X, but it is incredibly hard.
The spiritual shift. She's covering Justin V. Blake, a lawyer, viral takes, trending legal pop news, public info, not legal advice, featured in MSN, IMDb, Newsweek Plus, etc., etc. By the way, if you're looking for my YouTube channel for legal advice, I could tell you that you're not going to get very good advice because unless I speak with you individually one-on-one, I couldn't possibly understand what the individual intricacies of your personal situation, which may drastically change my analysis. So this is not legal advice. This is not a legal advice show. Unless I talk to you off air or in DMs or text message or whatever, I'm not giving you legal advice. I used to have an intro that said that. I just don't play it anymore. Anyway, I found it a big waste of time. By the way, Kelly Steffi with the 5 from Talk Time with Amy Boston. Kelly says this whole thing sets a dangerous precedent to our First Amendment rights. She says she's up late. Yeah, she's in. Yeah, no, it really does. I believe that the crux of this subpoena was to stem the tide against Blake Lively and what was surely going to be a whole mob of content devoted to her ridiculous deposition requests and her continuances and all of these kinds of things. We haven't spent nearly enough time talking about her deposition and how ridiculous her claims are. My take has always been, look, I don't care if you want to do it in my office or if you want to do it at your office or if you want to do it at the beach or if you want to do it in your bedroom with some chicken soup and under your blankets with the air conditioner running and all the fans. And I want you to be as comfortable as possible while I ask you these really uncomfortable questions. I don't give a shit, but we're doing the deposition is the point. And so I was not impressed with her motion for protection. Matter of fact, I might even look, I'll do it at her office. You're under, don't worry about it. This motion is moot. I'll do it over there. She doesn't want who in there? Fine. They won't be in there. It's just going to be me and her attorneys, and our attorneys or whatever. I just want to get the deposition done. And so I feel like the timing of these subpoenas has coincided with the time where she was going to be compelled to offer a deposition. And rather than talking about the hilariousness of her running from the inevitable, we're talking about the the Lively attorneys going after mundane YouTube content creators, ex-content creators, for this ridiculous subpoena that they know for a fact they have no shred of offer of proof to justify. And so when I say the meet and confer process, and we know that they've kind of just given you guys the runaround, And then the notice of intent, like Lauren has done, and that's fine, but it's not necessary. And now you're filing this motion to quash in conjunction with sanctions, either attached to that a separate motion for sanctions or request them in the same motion. But the judge is aware that there are content creators being attacked that have nothing to do with this case. What's interesting to me,
it was the whole basis of this extension of discovery time.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting to me is that you said something interesting to me, Kassidy, that you filed this. It hasn't landed on the docket. You mentioned that Lauren had filed something and it hasn't landed on the docket. Several other content creators.
Ashley filed, and that's just the ones I know.
Yeah, right. And so none of those have landed on the docket. My take was, look, I don't know if that's like the judge just not wanting it on the docket to preserve anonymity of the creators, or if it's, you know, some other noble purpose, or if it's a nefarious purpose, like he's not going to entertain these, we don't know who you are, identify yourself, or I'm not going to entertain your motion to quash, it's not going to land on the docket, whatever. As long as you get the thing filed by July 31st.
Yeah, I just need my stamp. But then you told me I can actually go to the courthouse and get it stamped, right?
100% you can. I would go down there and demand to get a stamp.
And I'm putting it out there for if anybody who has a subpoena, email it to me, get it to me somehow. I will print it out, and if I can't, can I do for others, or can I only do mine?
You can only do yours. You can't represent other folks and file things on their behalf.
Okay, I thought just like a messenger sort of thing, not like filing on their behalf.
No, you cannot.
Okay, all right, guys, sorry, can't do it.
But there is, I mean, an attorney could represent multiple people and do it on their behalf, but like a lay person could not.
Okay.
And so, which brings me to another point.
Does it have to be an attorney that you've hired, or can it just be an attorney that's in New York?
If you hire the attorney for that purpose, they can do it on your behalf.
Okay.
But maybe under the limited scope of filing documents in New York City. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not representing you for the case, representing you for the purpose of filing these documents.
Just for the purpose of filing.
Yeah, which, you know. But courts are finicky. You know, if you try to file it in person, clerks, like honestly, I practice in California. It's different in Riverside County. It's different in San Bernardino County. It's different in LA County. San Diego County has their own rules. The Second Circuit has their own rules that are different from the Ninth Circuit, which are different from a lot of different things. And so you just got to inquire with the court directly. But if you have somebody that you want to file a bunch of motions on everyone's behalf, then get an attorney down there and you want to file on a person, all they need is the stamp. It'll get in there. And then at least that way it'll calm your nerves that, hey, I filed this, but it's not on the docket. Yeah, but you got the stamp. You're good.
And just sitting here waiting and hoping this judge that I'm sure is not thrilled with me.
Well, I think he wants to he does not want to be bothered with this, I'm sure.
Right.
I'd imagine he's annoyed.
I just need a stamp. I think what I think, and we've talked about this, Leanne. Once Google gets, I think they cannot proceed on our behalf. Once they get these people are hiring attorneys to like litigate the rest of this trial. That's not what it's about. We just need a motion to quash, court stamped, send it in, and then I think, if I'm not mistaken, Google takes over from there. But they need this from us. But if we have 2 weeks for this judge to say, okay, I'm going to give you a stamp.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to wait for Google. You have an independent right because they're requesting your contact information to quash it yourself. You can't, you should not rely on Google to do it for you. They don't have to.
But well, I'm hopeful that it will get quashed, but I have no high hopes in Judge Lyman. I honestly don't.
What I would say is that you got the right idea. I mean, you're trying to quash under Rule 45. You know, First Amendment protections, like I've been saying at length now, that this is really it's really meant, it's designed to strategically be a chilling subpoena, meant to chill the First Amendment rights of your right to speak out on this case. And other content creators, I guess now the numbers went from 16 to 20. You know, stored communications.
20 more, right?
So 20 more.
Oh, is
So
it 20? So we're up to 36
Did you
now?
get one, Leanne?
Sorry?
I don't even know what.
No, it looks like it's actually the same subpoena, but they're going because it's also dated the 3rd of July, but they are contacting them. I don't know, maybe Spiritual Shift doesn't have a YouTube account and has more of an ex-president or so. I don't know, but they're getting the email and it's basically we are contacting you through your ex account and you blah blah blah. But the subpoena is dated the 3rd of July. I haven't seen any more to it.
Same of ours.
But there are 20 names on it. They are unredacted, but Spiritual Shift hasn't put the names out. She's just saying to people they need to check.
Okay, so we need the subpoena number.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, if it's maybe she just now got contacted, but she's one of the.
No, this is different.
They just added 4.
She's number 17.
So
there was only 16.
But maybe they've added 4 to ours because if it's the same subpoena number, maybe they've just
they might have amended the subpoena. You could do that. I got to get to some of these super chats. Darren with the 10 says, I wish to send you some love and support because if there's one thing I cannot stand, it's witnessing good, decent human beings subjected to the whims of narcissistic, megalomaniacal chicanery.
Indeed.
I love that word, megalomaniacal.
Maniacal.
I got to work that into a brief. You know what?
There's a good question from Chuckles. Can you see Chuckles?
Is it in the live comments? Let me see. I see Lisa playing. Oh, Chuckles RS. Can you please explain who and how it is possible that something will not be visible on the docket, but it is filed? Well, I know from Kassidy sharing that, she has an interest in maintaining her anonymity. She tried to file something anonymously. The judge shot it down, but basically told her to say, look, file this with a motion to maintain your anonymity, and I'll probably grant it, is what I felt like it was what he was saying. And so maybe the fact that they're not on the docket is an effort to protect people that may be operating without counsel, that might be accidentally doxing themselves, in an abundance of caution to protect the general public. We'll accept your filings, but I may or may not be able to do stuff. I want to make sure these people are anonymous no matter what. I'll still rule on the motions. That seems to me, honestly, that's the most logical explanation for me. Yeah. But I can't tell you that that's the reason, though, because I don't work for them. They
would have still hit and just been like blacked out where you can't download them.
Maybe, yeah. And so,
the one this morning that I got was told the return, and I don't know if it was mine or Ashley's, because I think Ashley forgot to, in the email, you have to put some information. When I refiled that one, I was desperate to get it in before 5, and we have been, it's like I said, a week, no sleep, barely eating. It's been so stressful. And at that moment, I was about to just like spontaneously combust. And I put it in again and I forgot. So this one was on me. The one I filed yesterday. I forgot because you have to have an email and then you attach the file. In the email, you're supposed to put the address, the phone number, name, all that kind of stuff. And I forgot to add that. So that rejection was on me. It wasn't anything that the court did. But as soon as I saw that, that he said that about the anonymity again, I put it on there and I sent it, but nothing came of that. So I
was going to say it may just be deficiencies in the filing. And if you got it rejected for some reason, for some procedural faux pas, I guess. Don't feel bad about that. You don't know their court system. Just if you get it right, they'll file it. But I need to see evidence that that's what it is. I don't know what the reason is. I was trying to find that out myself before the show. I couldn't find a reason why that would happen.
Yeah. And he didn't say in his response, like it could have, like I said, it could have been me, could have been Ashley, could have been both of us. Could have been, well, I think Lauren's was right.
No,
so I don't know why hers didn't show up.
No, she screwed something up.
Oh, she did too?
Yeah, she did.
So, I mean, a lot of it could be that we're doing something wrong.
That might be, yeah. But I would say, Solace, is you guys are doing the right thing. You guys have until the 31st to get something filed. We're 2 weeks out from that, and so you have some time. You don't have a lot of time, but you got some time.
Yeah,
you got enough time to screw something up and fix it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Amy Shepard with the 5 says, I feel the outcome of this case could set the foundation for future cases in ways we never imagined when this all started. And I've been saying that from the jump. I was like, nobody gives a shit about the sexual harassment aspect of this case. There's
Not
nothing
even
there.
Blake cares about that.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't.
You can say that.
Yeah, but this, to the extent this is a smear campaign, that this is a lawsuit that is going to govern the way that public relations in the media for famous individuals is going to be dictated to for years to come. When people talk about this case, this is a case that's going to be studied by future 2Ls, 3Ls in America about entertainment law issues pertaining to public relations, what you're allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do, how you're allowed to interact with other media outlets, how you're allowed to conspire or not conspire against certain individuals. Not only that, we're talking about like the Me Too movement is implicated here because of 47.1. We're not talking about that anymore because we're not distracted by it because Baldoni's cross complaint is done. It's about their ability to file frivolous lawsuits and obtain subpoena power to launder evidence that was illegally obtained.
Right.
If Friedman doesn't do anything about that and it's motioned for him to do something about it and he does nothing, that's going to set one hell of a precedent nationwide.
Exactly.
He has to do something about it.
That's what I said. This is a dangerous precedent and women will be the worst ones to suffer.
Yeah.
We're the ones stalked more often. I mean, if you can use that to find someone, access their phone.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Our whole lives are on
first of all, you're on the right track because this case is, I don't think people understand how influential this case is going to be moving forward. This is not the same thing as Depp v. Heard. Depp v. Heard was like entertainment and these complain and it's Johnny Depp and it's Amber Heard and there's a lot of entertainment value, but there's some real legal precedent that is at issue
and this
here.
is in a federal court.
Yeah. But not only that, I don't think that Blake Lively understands the damage that she's done to the Me Too movement and to women who are victims legitimately.
That will not be believed. That will not.
She's trying to present herself as like this champion of women's rights. Fuck off. What she really represents at this point to me, and it's funny because I was on Colonel Kurt's show yesterday talking about this, about the damage that the Me Too movement has done. The fact that Blake Lively is positioning herself as this champion of women's rights and victims' rights and all of that is setting women back generations. Because it used to be, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, like 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, where it was basically legal for you to be married to somebody and for them to be intimate with you without your consent and be perfectly legal. That's literally a law that has not come out, not been changed really. So I think that there's some states that have gone past the turn of the century before they started making amendments to that law. But this country has a long history of vilifying victims of SA and SH. And for her to, on the strength of, to implicate, number one, to wear the cloak of the Me Too movement, to wear the clothes of a female victim of misogyny and SH, as she's claiming, to have it be frivolous to the degree that it's frivolous is an outrage to genuine victims of those types of crimes everywhere, including the clients that I represent. I cannot tell you how many people come to me and they sit in my office and they talk to me about how they feel that they have been genuinely assaulted by Blake Lively.
Wow.
Straight up just offended by Blake Lively, by her trying to put herself in a position that they involuntarily occupy. Victim of domestic violence, victim of sexual assaults, the victim of sexual harassment. You know, the reason why 47.1 exists, and I know it's been weaponized in this case, but the reason why it exists is because there's a long and rich history in this country and really internationally about men in power taking advantage of female employees and coercing them into sexual favors.
Mm-hmm.
You want your job, then do this for me. You want an employee, or you want a promotion, you know what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to shut up about it, or you'll be done. You'll be fired. And nobody's going to believe you. They're going to believe me. Oh, you're going to sue me? You know what? Defamation. We're going to discover her to death and run up her legal bills to the point where she can no longer participate. That's what 47.1 was meant to protect against.
Oh, go ahead.
Lively has forever bastardized it.
Yes, before it had a chance. And that's what I couldn't believe when all of those people were filing all those amicus briefs. I'm saying, you don't want this to be the beginning of your law. You fought so hard to get this law. You're wasting it on this case. You do not want it attached to this because it's going to ruin it. And yeah, she's ruining it. It will always, a lot of people will always look on it with disdain because of that. But I do think there needs to be a caveat to the 47.1. I think it must require an investigation first. Just like how Blake was offered she could have had an investigation with CRD. She could have had an investigation with EEOC. EEOC, yeah. She could have had one arranged through SAG-AFTRA. Yeah. She turned them all down. Then Wayfair finally gets one going. She has a fit about it, doesn't want it to happen. To me, that's a huge red flag. If I'm going and saying this happened to me and it really happened to me, I'm going to say you can all investigate it. Please get to the bottom of this.
I'll tell you what else. You bring up a really good point, Kassidy, because I feel like you just highlighted the answer. What if you're going to bring a defamation defense against your accuser, then why not have a similar investigation in family law cases?
Make sure it happened.
Yeah, well, not even that. We have, when somebody calls CPS or Child Protective Services alleging abuse or child neglect or something, like CPS will go there and they will make they will write a report, they'll conduct an investigation, and they have three options. It's like either the allegations are founded, meaning that's definitely true, or they're unfounded, like there's no evidence to support at all, or it's inconclusive, meaning I can't tell one way or another. Maybe you do the same thing similar to a CRD complaint, have the government investigate objectively. And if they write inconclusive, no treble damages. We're going to litigate this normally. Maybe that's a potential solution to the 47.1 dilemma.
Because I'm all for it. Because, the Smokey Robinson case, we haven't seen we haven't seen any details, but it sounds pretty legit. And
I've heard some details.
To me, these are the women that it was made for. These were housekeepers. They were poor. They were Hispanic. Who knows what their situation was? They needed the money. They needed the job. They were scared. It's a group of them. These are exactly the people that this law was made for. And in those situations, it could be amazing. It could really, really help. But you also have women who, and I don't think that it's the majority by any means, but there are women who exist that use this as a tool for whatever purpose. I mean, we just had, they're weaponizing. We had the woman in Pennsylvania just a few months ago. Did you hear about that? She claimed she saw this guy in the parking lot. She claimed that he kidnapped her and all this stuff. The guy gets arrested. He's in jail. And then they get the footage from the cameras in the parking lot. And the guy never said a word to her, never approached her, never nothing. She didn't like the way he looked.
Yeah.
So thank goodness there were cameras in the parking lot.
Right.
So but here's the thing is that it happens. And like I said, it is not the majority. I do not believe it is the majority of the cases. I believe the majority of the cases are real and legit. And that law would be amazing for those women. But you can also, there are men who sometimes are victims of,
Yeah.
who knows why the woman did that. Nobody knows. But
I can tell you why. Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
Like there are women in these family law cases that know if they get the judge to sign off on a domestic violence restraining order, they can get the guy kicked out of the house and they will gain the upper hand in custody.
Mm.
And that will persist for months, if not years. And it's too expensive for them to fight. And they'll end up with supervised visitation with their children. And some of them can't handle it. And so they just literally disappear. Kid grows up without a dad because of mom's false allegations, because they had no ability to defend themselves.
And you would know this because that's your field.
Yeah, no. And all you got to do is tell me what happened to you. If it makes sense to a judge, then they're going to grant a temporary restraining order. Once the temporary restraining order goes into place, what happens is immediately the sheriff comes and removes the guy from the home.
Wow.
No visitation with the child until the judge says so. And that's usually 21 days later. And when they do offer temporary visitation, it's supervised 2 hours a week with a professional monitor, like somebody sitting there with you, watching you and just monitoring the conversation. You're not allowed to talk about the case. You're not allowed to hug your child. And it persists like that for months until we litigated in court. And so it happens way more often in family law cases. It certainly does occur in criminal cases. I've been doing defense work for a long time. I've both prosecuted and defended in these family law cases. And 100%, I can tell you that I have had clients where I knew after just doing some digging that they were full of shit, that this was a frivolous complaint, and it would sit them down and be like, look, if you want to go forward with this, fine. But I cannot represent you if I know what you're going to say is a lie. Yeah. I will not impugn your perjury. So you could either fire me, get somebody else, or, you can make a deal with this guy and give him some visitation, drop the restraining order, whatever. It happens. It happens more often than you think. And so when you think of it, there's just immediate tangible benefits to weaponizing false allegations.
Wow.
In this sexual harassment complaints, it makes all the sense in the world to me that they illegally obtained Abel's phone records. They tapped into her cloud account. They found out that Friedman was gearing up for a civil extortion lawsuit against Lively and Reynolds. And she weaponized sexual harassment, files a CRD complaint in December of 24. Her attorneys know about 47.1, and they know that the defamation lawsuit is coming. They know that the civil extortion lawsuit is coming. And so under 47.1, treble damages if you do that.
Mm.
And they take advantage of it. Either Friedman knew about it and didn't care, or he knew about it or he didn't know about it and went along with it anyway. Whatever. It's water under the bridge at this point. It's been dismissed with prejudice. But 100%, my guts tell me that Blake Lively has weaponized false sexual harassment allegations against this man for financial gain.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's where the evidence is leading me.
Yeah, I believe so too. And the very first, because when I first heard it, I'd never heard of Justin Baldoni. I didn't know anything about him.
Yeah.
I had, the only movie I'd watched of hers was Age of Adeline. I knew she was married to Ryan Reynolds, who had seen like 2 of his movies. I'm not a Deadpool fan. It's just too gross for me. But yeah, but I believed her because I thought, who would, you're that well known and you're going to make this, you're not going to make this up.
Yeah.
And I was so upset and just disgusted to hear that this had happened. And I was like, what a creep, And now then I'm ashamed of myself, because as I started right away, I start with the legal documents and I start reading them. And I'd read the New York Times article and her complaint, because hers was all filed first. And you're reading it and you're just like, oh, he's so disgusting.
I know.
And then,
right?
and then you start finding out more and more, and you read his and you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is crazy. And then the footage, and I always say, you know, it wasn't the best thing he could have done for his case, but it was the best thing he could have done for his own life.
Yeah.
For his wife's sake, for Jamie's wife's sake, for his children, for his parents, for anyone who loves him. He needed the world to see she's lying. And once we saw that and saw the rest of the text that they forgot to show, then it changed everything. And my very first post, and it's still up now, you could see the very first public post I made about it, because I didn't jump to anything. I had my own thoughts in my head that I kept to myself. And then after all that, I made a post on my Instagram and I said, I took her face and I'm like, that face when you single-handedly destroy the Me Too movement, something like that.
Yeah.
That was because that was my first thought. This isn't just about you, Blake. This is about what you're doing to so many women, and the damage she's done will be around for a very, very long time. No woman will be taken seriously again.
I'll tell you what, when
after all of the progress that's been made, we went from women would be brutally raped, even like, oh, I can't say that on here. I'm sorry.
No, you can. Like, apparently, there's a 15-minute rule I didn't know about.
Oh, we're past
After
that.
15 minutes, you can say whatever you want.
Okay. So even if it's like a gang of them, and she's testifying, and it would be called into question where she was. Were you at a bar? Oh, it's your fault. What were you wearing? A mini skirt. Oh my God. You know, there were so many reasons that it was the woman's fault and she wasn't believed because she was always asking for it. And we had finally gotten past that for the most part. I will never be, the system's never going to be perfect, but it had gotten better to where there were more women attorneys. Women had a better, you couldn't just say that in court. Well, what were you wearing? That, it had gotten better. And now it's a tragedy.
It's really shocking. It is shocking to read some of the transcripts from some of those old hearings from the 60s and 70s about how they would question the victims. Like I've had really, it's the misfortune. I've had to cross-examine victims of child molestation. That was a trip. Now, I guess the context is I believe my client was innocent. But how do you cross-examine a 17-year-old kid that is telling this jury that when they were 12, they were assaulted by their uncle? Like, how do you do that? Because they're telling the story, and the story is horrible and it's awful, but there's inconsistencies. You can't just like go on. Leanne, have you ever had that experience where you've had to like be really delicate in your cross-examination?
Not too much actually, because I'm in corporate law.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
which is a lot easier on the soul, I'll tell you that much.
It's easier on the soul, but you kind of, well, I'm doing a deal with China tonight, so I'm going to be awake for their time. So it's hard on me personally.
Yeah.
But I when I was learning, when I was in law school, I didn't take to things too well. I mean, I did them well enough, but I didn't want to get into things like criminal or I have worked in family law, but I kind of focused on things like the divorces and everything. I left child arrangements and everything to someone else because it was always a really sad story behind it, and I haven't kind of got that. I haven't got that exterior where I can cope with it. My husband, he's a child and adolescent mental health nurse, so he sees all the nightmare stories that I'm sure you probably see as well, Omar, with some kids and some of the things they've been through. And I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. I could not do that. I just found it so hard, and I wouldn't leave my job. I wouldn't leave work, when I come home. So I went into employment in corporate for my sins.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I'll tell you what, when I got into law, I had designs on being a prosecutor. I wanted to be a DA. And then I just learned more about it. And I'm such a defense attorney at heart, man. I can't just like judge people all the time like that. But you know, when you're a DA and you're starting out, like, or an intern or whatever, like, they start you on these low level cases. They want you to throw like these people that have been like caught with, they had like a gram of weed. Let's throw them in jail for 8 years. The laws are different back then.
Look at Daniel's comment.
Oh, Daniel. Daniel says, without a crystal ball, just accused Andy Signor of SH on her Instagram stories a few minutes ago. Is that I will not comment on that because I don't know anything about it. Oh, what I'm going to say is this. I didn't want to talk about this tonight. It's just I understand that there is a whole undercurrent of stuff going on amongst content creators, and I don't like it at all. And I'll just say this. I don't dislike anybody. Like if you had a personal interaction with me, I'm willing to guess that it was friendly in nature. I don't go out of my way to attack anybody. I'm certainly not going to comment on Crystal Ball's accusation of Andy Signor. I will tell you that I've had personal interactions with both of them. My interactions with Crystal Ball have been cordial. I actually met Andy this past weekend in Phoenix, and he was delightful. He's a movie buff. He's got a really wildly successful channel. I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that SH How, for one, look, I guess I just shouldn't comment. I don't know what she's accusing. I'm just staying out of it. I'm just going to say I doubt it. But don't ask me. I'm not a witness to it. I don't know anything.
I actually do understand what this comment's about. It's not about, she's not accusing him of SH and her. It's something years ago. He was falsely accused and he's been exonerated for many, many, many years. But she has chosen to dig this all back up again. So no, it's not true.
I know, Jen. She says staying out of it, but still comment, Omar. I know. I can't help it. I mean, it came up in the chat, and so now I'm commenting. Look, if he's been exonerated, then it's over and done with. Then he's answered whatever questions he needs to answer. I don't know anything about Crystal Ball's beef with Andy or accusations being made. I know that there's a lot of content creators that are fighting behind the scenes right now, and I don't like it. You know what? I'm not one to throw fire to drama, and if you guys are doing that, look, I'm not going to take sides with anybody. If you guys deal with me, I'll deal with you straight up and honestly.
Right now, we got a big enough enemy. We don't need.
Yeah, I know. We got there's bigger fish to fry, man. They're than these internal dramas, and so yeah, I'm not for that. I'm not for whatever drama's going on behind the scenes. I stay out of it. If people contact me directly, I'll speak to them directly. But I'm not going to take sides or dump on other content creators for things that I have no idea about. Never been my style. I'm not going to start now. Smart. That's all I have to say about it. What else? What were we talking about before that thing?
You were talking about being a defense attorney that you had first wanted to be a DA, but then
but your thing. Gosh, I learned examining the evidence of some of these claims that holy shit, these ladies are lying. They're fucking lying. This kid is facing 22 years in jail, but she's on surveillance camera, doing all of these other things. It just became a real look. I wrote when I was in law school. I wrote a paper about expanding the 8th Amendment to expand the death penalty to include violent rapists, not resulting in death, and child molesters. I was like, burn them all at the stake. I had no idea until I started practicing how prevalent false allegations were. I can't even begin to tell you the percentage of allegations that were brought to the DA's office that just didn't go prosecuted because the evidence was ridiculous. And so it is just more of a problem than you could possibly imagine. And it makes sense because, either it's buyer's remorse, either it's I don't want to get in trouble because I got caught doing something I should have been doing. Or maybe it's I just didn't like the guy. And you know what? I didn't consent. I wouldn't have consented if I was in my right mind. You know what? That guy he's not within my league. And so therefore I was raped. I must have been raped. It's the only logical conclusion, right? But then there's genuine people that were actually victimized. And the funny joke is that the ones that are genuinely victimized are least likely to come forward.
Yeah, I believe that.
Because of actual genuine trauma, because of the psychological discourse, because of all kinds of things.
When you say it out loud, it's real.
Yeah. And I've lived it. It's like, I've looked a kid in the eyes who's been falsely accused, that's facing years of prison. He's like 22 years old. They want to put him in jail until he's in his 50s. And he's been falsely accused. And I believe he's falsely accused. And I've dealt with the pressure of having to represent this guy, knowing that if I fail him, his life is gone. It's over. Done with. Done. Finished. And I've also had in my office genuine victims where I had to pry evidence out of them and let them know that they were safe talking to me and they could tell me anything without judgment, and, you know, trying to just put their story forward because they were genuinely victimized by some piece of shit that genuinely did stuff to them. I've been on both sides. And so when I evaluate Blake Lively's case on its merits, it's get the fuck out of here with this. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Well, you're a strong man, Omar. I could not. I used to work in the office with she was the public juvenile defender, and she never cried. I would read her stuff because, granted, it was kids that had done something wrong and that's why they were there, but almost always when you came across these kids, it was because of the way they'd grown up, the things that had happened to them.
Yeah.
Almost always. And all that stuff would be in the file. And I would be sitting there crying. She never cried. When she would see me cry, she would just she would start like blinking and chewing her gum extra hard. So I know she was feeling it too. Yeah. But she was tough.
But it's buried so deep into her subconscious, you know, in this protective compartment in her soul that she doesn't want to let you into because it's all she has.
Yeah. Yep. Just put a little shell on. But
I'm not going to cry on my stream. I'm not. Let's talk about something else.
Okay.
I got
you know what? I have it in the we don't have to go through the whole thing, but I thought it was interesting. It's that not that I'm promoting what he did. I don't want to. It's the reason I put the story is because it's his subpoena was messed up and it was in Manhattan. Do you see it in? I can't think of it. Mangione? Is that how you say it?
Mangione.
Do you see it there in the slides? I put it on the presentation. Can you see it?
Let me see. You know what? I just clicked out of it. Let me see. Let me see if I could find it. Was it this thing?
Yeah. His case might get tossed because guess what? Chicken butt. No. Sorry. Every time I say guess what, that pops in my head. I'll never grow up. But it was all about the subpoena. That's why I wanted to mention it. So we don't have to read the whole thing. It's kind of long. You can just like flick through. But yeah, I saw it just before we were going live, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting because I didn't get to look up if that's the same courthouse, but it would be different because it's criminal. So
I don't think that it's the same courthouse, but it is the same district. It's a federal charge. It's a federal case, isn't it?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Luigi Mangione made bombshell accusations of misconduct of the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which, by the way, is notorious for misconduct, which could have major ramifications in his murder case. Mangione is facing murder as an act of terrorism charges in New York for the shooting death of 50-year-old United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson last December. He's pled not guilty, has spent the last several months inside the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn while his defense attorneys and New York City prosecutors prepare their case for eventual trial. You know, the lady that turned him in got fired like shortly thereafter.
Yeah,
I don't even think she collected whatever reward was supposed to.
Oh, really?
She was supposed to get. Yeah, they did her wrong. Well, now, yeah, because there's a lot of pissed off Americans with United Healthcare, as you might imagine.
Yeah.
Leanne, what's the healthcare like over there where you're at?
She's in England. Come on.
No. I mean, I'm not going to complain, right? Because I cannot imagine being really ill or needing surgery or having like a chronic medical condition where I needed, I don't know, insulin or, you know, something I really relied on regular medication, and having to worry about the kind of money that the Americans have to find.
Yeah.
Or, you know, the whole insurance thing, like where, you know, your insurance might cover the hospital, but not the doctor, and you're having to travel around to like, it's like trying to find all the pieces and fit them together. I think that is such headwork. So we are lucky that we do have obviously the National Health Service. It's free, you know. I mean, they've started making some things now, you know, like, oh, we don't do that, like earwax suction and, you know, ingrown toenails, you know, minor things, you know, silly little things.
You know what's funny? I'll tell you what, like, I literally went to the doctor's office because I'm trying to get a vasectomy, right? And they say, oh, you got to talk to a specialist about this and that. And I can't, but before we have that discussion, we have to get like a general health analysis or whatever. And that takes like a month. And then I get my general health analysis. Oh, you got to talk to this specialist about this and that. Fine. I still haven't had my scheduled thing. And it's all it is. Hey, just
like 10-minute procedure.
Make the cuts, you know?
But I mean, to be fair, right, because we don't have to worry about all, you know, like huge bills and, you know, how we go into the right place and all that. But we have to wait months, if not years, for some things like surgeries and to see a specialist and things. So it's a bit of a balancing act, I guess.
I have heard you guys do wait a long time.
A really long time. You know, the average waiting list, like, because, you know, like I said, my husband is, you know, with the Child and Adolescent Mental Health Service, who do things like assessments for autism and ADHD and all that. The average waiting list time at the moment for children to be assessed for autism is 4 years.
Oh, that's terrible.
And for adults, it's even longer. It's about 6.
I will say that my daughter got treatment right away. Like, she was diagnosed just before her second birthday, and then she got treatment right away. Yeah.
They catch it early now.
But you see, my little girl has been waiting for to have her tonsils and adenoids out. You know, she's had her surgery cancelled 3 times. She's been waiting since she's 5 now. She's been waiting since she was 2. She's had a surgery cancelled 3 times. One of the times she was actually physically walking to the theatre. So, yeah, but, you know, we don't have to pay. So there's that.
Yeah.
But, you know,
well, we have that's a good one, but the expediency is kind of problematic, you know?
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know you had to wait that long.
I mean, you have the option of taking out private medical insurance, which will get you, you know.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah, you see the same doctor, just in a different building, and, you know, you pay in excess, and you can see them next week.
Oh.
That sounds like a decent system, actually. Hey, everybody's got universal health care, but if you want to get the really good stuff or like a faster service, then pay extra. All right. You know?
I mean, it weren't that bad, but it kind of collapsed on its knees between the government we had for 14 years who just didn't take care of it, and then COVID, the strain of COVID. So
yeah. By the way, Leanne, the last time I had you on my channel, like, I went dark for 8 minutes, and you had to like you were sitting here in silence. Luckily, that hasn't happened yet today.
Yeah, it hasn't.
No, I've been told about your legendary kind of rants that you do, and you've either muted yourself or, you know, the screen's cut out.
And when I go on a rant, man, I go on a rant, and I'm like in the movies. I'm like speaking like to the crowd of 100,000 people at the Rose Bowl. Like, I'm sweating, and I'm doing all my hand gestures, and I'm in, and they're like, "Oh shit, I was on mute. God damn it!" I was just like, was reciting
all my best stuff.
All my best stuff, and it's gone forever.
Lauren gave me a heads up, and I was like, when I went back to her afterwards, I was like, yeah, he was out, like, it gone for nearly 10 minutes, you know, like, StreamYard had even kicked him out. He hadn't even noticed. When
I get on a roll, I'm on a roll, man. There's no stopping me, you know.
I want to tell the chat, if you get too tired, I've seen the super chats going by. At the end, I'm going to go through and thank all of you. I can't highlight anything from my screen.
Oh, I'm about to go through them right now. Kassidy, I've been waiting to do that, but I'm going to do it right now.
You started it, and I think I interrupted you, and I feel bad because
that's okay.
Anybody's going to leave early if they're on Eastern time or something. Yeah, you were doing it. It was made my interrupting big mouth.
I mean, I'm trying to be polite and not interrupt my guest because I was once accused of not allowing my guest to speak. It's like, well, then I'll just let them speak the whole time. How about that?
Was that
So,
me?
Oh,
that was
don't
you.
tell me. I'll
I had
talk later.
people say to me, "Oh, Leanne, it was great to see you on Omar's. You hardly said anything." I was like, "No."
They're like, why are you going to have Leon on your channel if you're not going to let her speak? It's like, oh, I didn't know that I was. You know
She's
what?
so polite. I do
She
the
is
same
really
thing when I have
polite.
her on. I just keep talking, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, because she's
I
too
am.
polite.
I
You gotta
am.
talk
I'm
over me.
British. I'm like, yeah, go on, you make your point.
So, this idea, we all have to get this out of our head. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He would have to
No.
voluntarily do it, and if he doesn't, it's
Oh, yeah.
next to
The motion for
impossible
recusal.
to
Yeah.
force him to.
Cassidy's answering this question from Tess, who, thank you for the $2.
Yeah,
Says, can the creators make a
they're
motion for recusal? Yeah, that's not going to
not
be a
gonna
real
happen.
thing. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's the best thing to keep him anyway at this point, because if they're going to appeal, you know, you want the
they've
same
got grounds for it.
consistency.
We're stuck with them. Yeah, it is what it is.
We could end
He's
up with
not
someone
gonna make a
worse.
turnaround and do better, and someone coming in is not gonna be able to catch up right, but he's making a great case for appeals, so
I mean, I've seen judges have to catch up with a lot worse than this, but I'll tell you
that's
what,
true.
I don't think, but for the 12B6 rulings, he hasn't been egregiously bad. He's been pretty fair with his discovery motions. I can't imagine he's not going to quash these subpoenas or whittle them down to like bare bones. Like maybe just their YouTube names or whatever. Not even that. It's an easy motion to quash. I can't imagine you're not going to quash them.
Well, I
He's been pretty
offered,
fair
and
so far.
for my alternatives, I'm like, Blake, pay for it. I'll take a lie detector test.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna travel for it, and I'm not gonna pay for it, but
on
I'll
your
do it.
dime. That's exactly how that would go.
Are
I
they
have no
considered reliable over there, lie detector tests?
No, they're not really admissible in court, or they're not
No, they're
admissible
not
in
here.
criminal court anyway. You could bring them up potentially in civil court, sort of, kind of, not really. But they're not. I
I
don't know.
also said I would do it, ex parte. I don't mind if the Wayfarer party's there. I do not want Blake's attorneys there, but you can have an
Never
in-camera
say that,
review with the
Cassidy.
judge.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that, ex party. No,
But I
no,
would
no.
do an
I know you
in-camera,
would. I know you mean well.
but
You could do it in camera, just don't do it ex party.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't want Blake's people there.
But that was from the depth of your soul that you're trying to do that out of kindness. Just
I'm
I
like,
don't
there's
trust them.
nothing
Don't do
here.
that.
There's honestly nothing here. Oh, I
Oh,
forgot
you'd be
to tell you,
surprised.
Leanne, I got some DMs today that fake lawyer cat on Reddit. he thinks I don't want to have my anonymity taken away because I'm afraid I'm going to be sued.
Oh,
There's a
And I'm
fake
like,
lawyer.
sued
no.
for what? Sued for what?
So no, she's a real lawyer.
You can't sue me for anything. I didn't do anything.
She's
so
she's a real lawyer. She's a
She's
like a
obsessed with
finance
you.
lawyer who can't file her own taxes.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I
that's not
found
good.
her appeal.
Oh,
Yeah, but no, she's a real lawyer. But yeah, she's
okay.
going around trying to dox.
Is she
She's
still
got an
though?
issue
Because
with legal commentators who, like myself, like not actually gold, and people who don't want to give out all their information. And he goes around trying to dox people and dig their information out and just talking crap about them. She's awful. She's
Could I
pro
just
libel.
explain? If you are a doxer, you are a royal piece of shit. Like there's no redeeming value. Why would you do that to somebody?
I don't know. And why would a real attorney do that? Is she still? Because I can't. Yes. But not only that, she's on Reddit. Because after that happened, because she went after me. Oh, we lost.
Oh, let me fix my camera. I'll fix my camera. I just didn't plug it in. I'll be right back.
I thought we lost you.
No, I'm still here.
Because I forgot what I was saying about her.
She's a real lawyer, yes.
Yeah, and then so I got sent all these screenshots because after my chocolate person, I always say their name wrong. Person. They're on X. Yeah, it's their handle on X. They DM me everything.
Oh.
Chocolate person. That sounds terrible. I love chocolate. That's the chocolate. But anyway, yeah, they sent me all this stuff, and And there were once they fought with her on Reddit, then like all these people started DMing her on Reddit. And so she's sending me all this stuff. And this woman she's on Reddit. She's not just on like the Blake stuff. She's on other ones too. And just like posting all hours of the day. Constant. She's followed people to X, found out their actual name, and then spoke their name on Reddit. And I'm like, how would a real attorney, for one, have the time? Because she's talking about having federal cases and being in court. I'm like, when?
Oh, no, she's not.
Okay. Yeah,
I will fill you in.
Right,
I will let you know.
Don't do that, and if they really have cases, they don't have time to be on Reddit all day long.
No, you'll have the laugh of your life when I tell you.
Well, yeah,
I'll make a point of telling you because I think you need to pick me up. So
okay, yeah.
But I
did catch up on my sleep today. Slept till 2. I was so happy, but yeah, I guess she's still talking about me.
Yeah,
and yeah, and saying I was upset that I was going to lose my anonymity. I'm fighting for my anonymity because I'm going to get sued. I'm like, do you realize it's just a subpoena to see if Wayfarer paid me money? How am I going to get sued?
No, I know, it's stupid.
How am I going to get sued? It's
lady,
if you're listening, stop being obsessed with me. I don't like you. We're never going to work out. It's not me, it's you. Forget I exist. Find someone else. Crazy lady. Anyway, go ahead.
Could y'all even hear me? I'm like way back here trying to fix my...
Yeah, you sound like you're in the bathroom.
I'm not in the bathroom. I'm behind I'm just fixing my camera. It ran out of charge.
Did we make you blush, Omar?
Not at all. Oh boy. When I come back over there, I'm going to do the super chats. I promise.
Oh, okay. Peapod said Omar dropping deuces. I was like, are we going to get a stream check?
No, man. No, not at all.
Courtesy flush.
I think I'm back.
Yeah, I can't go through the... I can't put anything on the screen because it's Omar's, so I can't go through them for... Oh, there we go.
All right, I'm back. Okay.
And did everybody notice Omar's back in purple today?
No, I changed my lights back. I like the purple, man. I don't know. Yeah. Purple's the vibe. Like I had it white, but I felt it's just so boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people said they like blue. Some people like the white. Some people like purple.
Just switch it up from time to time.
Yeah,
so we never know which Omar we're getting.
Never know what you're gonna get. Amy Shepard says, I feel the outcome of this case could set the foundation for future cases in ways we never imagined. I think we talked about this. And did I do this comment before?
Did you make him blush?
I feel like I don't know. Larissa Pena with a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much for that. Glow loves books. Glow loves books.
I love books too.
She says, this is exactly why they asked for permission to subpoena someone they couldn't reach via social media, because this was their plan all along. I don't know if it was their plan all along. I just think that they've just
run out of moves and they have no evidence.
Yeah, they read the social landscape and they found that, now we're at the stage where she's going to be deposed and there's no more hiding from this. And they're trying to take the pressure off a little bit. Let's just cause a distraction. How about a little diversionary subpoena to these random YouTube creators? Make sure you don't subpoena any attorneys and we'll be good. And then
what do they
go ahead.
What do they call that when it's like this? What comes up the most often in a search? That's what somebody commented. And I was like, that could be, because there was all this talk about the Van Zandt sham subpoena.
Yeah.
So now the news is all subpoena this, subpoena that. Now, when you Google Blake Lively subpoena, this is what comes up. And maybe this is less bad than the Van Zandt. I don't know.
I just know that in the past, I've done like mock depositions of Blake Lively. I did that with Anita. I think I did it with I I was gonna do it with Melissa, but she couldn't do it for whatever reason. But yeah, we were like all gearing up for this deposition. It just makes all the sense in the world. This is the time when they're subpoenaing. They know there's nothing there, but they're gonna whatever, man. Chaos in her mind says, Kassidy, have you filed 3 times? Perez said someone's second amended submission was also not accepted. Perez's video titles Blake's having a good week.
I did, but the first time, that's the one he said he would not entertain an anonymous one, and he said either I have to anonymize, I can't say that word, or file a motion for and say why I
or
and so I was like,
for anonymity.
I'll use my LLC and stuff. So I filed it, but then the second one was on me. And I posted about it in my community tab. In the email that we send with the filing, we're supposed to put phone number, address, name, that sort of thing. And that's what I was saying. I was so stressed at that point. I just completely forgot that. And so, but then when I woke up today and found that had happened, I did it correctly. So there's no good reason why this one should not have been accepted.
You know what, Kassidy, don't feel bad about that. Leanne, how many times have you had your filings rejected this year?
None, actually.
Well, you know what? That's not very helpful. I'm just gonna say that.
Shut up, Leanne. Nobody asked you. Oh, wait. I
normally get them right first time, but well, I mean, the process here is quite streamlined because we don't have, various tiers of law. We don't have like a federal and state law. We don't have, different counties have different laws. It is just England and Wales. Scotland has slightly different laws, but they're not drastically different. And then Northern Ireland has, like similar to Scotland, slightly different, not drastically, but they all kind of overlap. But, it's just one straight kind of, set of laws for England and Wales as a whole. So it's kind of easy, I guess.
Well, I could tell you in California that the courthouses that we practice in, one of the biggest complaints about the most experienced attorneys in my jurisdictions is that the clerk's office is a little ridiculous. Like, you don't know sometimes why they're going to reject things. They reject things for stupid reasons. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, it got rejected. Fine. What is it now? And then they'll like write this. Fine. I guess we'll like fix the font type on the heading or whatever stupid reason. Get out of here with that. You guys are dumb. Next time I'm filing on demand. Yeah, they'll reject it for like the weirdest reasons. And so just don't feel bad, Kassidy. It's I guess it's a thing in America where we're finicky about.
Well, there's been quite a few in this case with all these high-paid lawyers, so making millions and doing it wrong.
Yeah, well, but
I've seen like when you look at the dockets, I mean, there's plenty of times the applications for the pro hac vice have been thrown back and they've had to refile. Yeah. These are lawyers that are, they've done that so many times and they're still making mistakes. So
yeah,
really, I would not worry about it. And to sort of quantify as well my sort of situation in corporate law, most of it very rarely has to be enforced in the court anywhere. It's like, most of it is writing contracts and things. So, I don't think I've filed much at all.
Yeah.
So that's just the nature of the law.
All that to say, don't feel so bad,
Sorry. Yeah, I felt really stupid because I know, people, the Blake stands were going to be having a field day with it, but
I haven't had too many interactions with the Blake stands. Have you?
No, I get sent the message on X. There's some, but I say something snotty and then I block because I'm not going to. I have precious little time. I'm not going to waste it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I went on Kurt's
mood. If I need a little dopamine boost, that just when someone says something that's so utterly stupid, and it would just make me feel good to respond, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm like, if I'm in an okay mood, forget it. But I did a little more this week just because I was not sleeping, not eating, completely stressed. And I just want to say to my chat, any of you guys who were there with me the other night, was that last night? I've lost track of the date. Was it last night?
No, it was the night before. Well, I don't know. It's morning for me now.
Okay, so
Oh,
I think it was the
it was
night
definitely
before.
last night.
You guys were amazing, and I had so much pent-up tension, like, my body was just stiff. Every muscle just rigid, and there was something about all the supportive comments and the way everybody was so sweet and the way they contributed to everything. When I finished the live, I was like rubber. I was just like melted, just floppy. Like all that tension was just gone. And you started it off, Omar.
Me? What did I do?
Well, you came on and you the stuff you said, you're like, don't worry about it so much. It's stupid.
Yeah.
It needs to be quashed. It's wrong. Because I was like, am I wrong? Is this
No.
something they could really do?
You were
And
not
then
wrong.
everybody's love and support, like truly, I was floppy after that. And I had my wine, I watched some TV, and I slept. I woke up ungodly early. I never go to bed early. I'm always up way too late. But I woke up and I was like, oh no, this is it. I went to bed earlier than usual, and that's going to be it. But I was able to fall back to sleep, and I slept till 2 in the afternoon. I felt so good. And that's because of all that support, you guys. So thank you again. Anyway, sorry, I messed it up again. See? Just
No,
if
you're
I start
fine.
talking, just mute me.
I
Just
cannot.
mute me and
No.
get through these super chats because
Well,
I want to
no.
recognize these wonderful people.
Amy Inez with the $20 says, and the powerful and wealthy people will take advantage if the judge allows this. Makes me wonder what Elon Musk and all these tech platforms thoughts are on this. By the way, Omar, you can keep this to apply to your red wine fund. My red wine fund.
Yeah, you've been drinking white wine. We got to fix that.
I've been trying to get rid of it all. I'm not a fan of the whites. I like the reds. I'm just, hey, let's get rid of this
they're
one.
better for you. They're better for you too.
That's what I heard, man.
The more color that's in a vegetable, and see, I'm disrupting it again. But I planted purple carrots this year because I found out the more color there is to purple carrots are delicious. But the more color there is to a fruit or vegetable, the better it is for you. I forgot what's in it. It's like this ridiculously long word that has every letter of the alphabet.
Oh,
so like
I know what
the
word
darker
you're
the
talking
grape, even though I love green grapes, I love those cotton candy grapes.
Or something like that.
But
yeah,
it's something long. But yeah, so I got this bag of
paraffins or something like that. I don't know.
There's red, there's purple, there's orange, there's white. All these carrots, and they were so yummy. So
they're delicious. You just gotta,
so
they're not bad.
Purple ones. I'm so excited. But the the chipmunks won't stay out of. I have this like tiered planter, and I think they think it's like condos. They're like, we're not on the ground no more. We've got these fancy wooden condos. We got 3 floors, and they just they climb up and they keep digging them up. So I have to keep putting them back in. But I don't want to get rid of them because they're so cute. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. Mute me.
I refuse to mute you, Kassidy. I will not. That'd be like
I'm going to mute myself. I really am going to mute myself.
Ramon says, and thank you for the 5. She says that little girl doing astronomy was almost crying because of this. Unacceptable. What is she talking about? The astronomy thing. What did I miss?
Oh, it's one of the people that was subpoenaed. She had was it astronomy or astrology? I think.
Is that the 38 subscriber channel?
Yeah.
She has an astronomy channel?
Oh no, I think it's astrology.
Oh, what's the difference between astronomy and astrology?
Well, astronomy is
there's a big difference, actually.
Astrology is a star sign.
Astrology makes more
science
sense.
And one is
right, understood. That was a stupid question that I just asked. I apologize.
Super.
I understand the distinction. Tiffany Guolado says, have any of you or the others reached out to any First Amendment rights groups? If not, all of us, we need to.
I've heard that ACLU, right?
Yeah,
well,
but
I want to hear your take on it, Omar.
I don't think that they're
going to mute
again. All right, I'm gonna mute you. She muted herself. I don't think that this is the kind of case that the ACLU would pick up because it's not salacious enough. Look, the thing about the ACLU is they're great when it comes to like these cases that would make for really good movies. But when it comes to like people that actually need the help where maybe the facts aren't so salacious, they don't do that. They don't do very good. I would not rely upon them. And furthermore, I don't think that you need to.
No,
I think that you could
don't.
probably talk to any second or third year law student and they would understand the First Amendment implications and be able to write for you an effective motion to quash. And what's more, I think that Kassidy has done really well under counsel of various others. And Leanne has been a champion for content creators' rights, working behind the scenes with people to try to help them out, that there's enough of a template out there to be able to write your own motion to quash that will be effective. Just keep in mind, you're not being sued for like all of your life savings. Your freedom is not on the line. They're literally after your identifying information. That's what the fight is for. That's not usually the kind of thing that the ACLU signs up for. It's something you can do yourself.
Would the ACLU anyway be kind of conflicted, because obviously the opposition, the party that we're kind of fighting back against is alleging sexual harassment. So,
I mean, the ACLU is supposed to stand up for civil rights violations, right? And so I don't know if they'd be conflicted or not. I just don't believe they would pick up this case.
Did they not write? Did they not contribute to the amicus brief? I can't remember. And there were so many organizations.
I don't remember seeing the ACLU in there, to be honest with you. And if I'm wrong on that, I'm wrong. But I don't remember seeing them listed as a contributing author. And if I'm wrong, I'm sure somebody will correct me. But I just don't remember them.
No,
and if they did, well, that's surprising to me. That would be wow. I did not expect them to do that. Good for them, I guess. I don't remember, but I guess my overarching message is: do not rely on the ACLU for this kind of an issue. I think you could do it yourself.
It might be too small. They probably go for the litigation, not a subpoena.
Yeah. And so I hope that answers your question. Geo loves books again with the 5 says, as a survivor myself, I am offended by women like Lively Heard.
And that's just it. I think that's what most of us are here. We're just so angry.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, it's an insult to our intelligence for her to try to promote these ridiculous allegations as legitimate sexual harassment against a guy like Justin Baldoni, whom you've had years now to dig up dirt on. And the best that you could do is his self-deprecating speeches he has done for the benefit of young men trying to grow up. That's it.
Yeah.
And then the no teeth text message leads to, oh yeah, my wife and kids are at home and I miss them.
Yes, that was so funny. I laughed my head off when I saw that, because she's like, oh, if you knew me in person, you'd see how flirty and yummy.
And get out of here with that, Lively.
Never with her cold sores. And he's like, I'm crying because my wife and kids are leaving. She had to feel so
That
stupid.
was not the reaction she was expecting.
Nope.
Very clearly it was not.
That was hilarious.
To be fair, I'm not sure like how much worse of a rejection you could possibly get with him trying to be nice. Like, imagine you just shot your shot and it's like, yeah, thanks, but I miss my wife and kids. See you tomorrow.
And he sent a picture. He actually sent a picture of them saying goodbye.
What an indictment against her. Oh, he was so sore. That was the inception of the sexual harassment complaints.
Yep.
K-Rab says, all you have to do to get monetized on X is to purchase Ace, the correct blue badge, or have the correct blue badge. Then you get pennies for clicks. Nah, I don't need their pennies. How about that?
Yeah, I did.
Are either of you monetized on X?
There's more to it than that. You got to have 500 followers who also have blue clicks. That's not just anyone. It's people with blue clicks. And you got to have was it like the interactions where people have interacted with your posts, 5 million of them within 3 months.
I see.
It's actually quite hard. on the verified users, it's quite hard to hit the mark.
It sounds like I don't think I need to monetize myself on X or try to. How about that? Geo loves books again with the $2 says that Andy story is old, Omar. I believe it. Amy Shepard says, Omar, thank you for being a natural fighter, protector in life We need more of you. Well, I agree. You do need more of me. I'm totally kidding. You guys do not need more of me. Trust me. There only needs to be one. I'm enough. I'm very imperfect. Never mind in that. But for as long as I'm around, I'll do my best to stick up for my friends, in which I consider Kassidy and Leanne and Lauren Knighty and Andy Signori and all of the others and all the people that I've known and I've met and I've interacted with. If I consider you a friend, I have your back for always. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. I was telling Lauren yesterday, I don't know. I heard Kassidy crying and just like, fuck, I need to go on her show. Even for 3 minutes, I had something to do. It was like, I'm going on. I got to tell her something. I don't know what it was. I got to tell her something. I don't know. I hope it helped. I felt like I was a little manic when I went on your show.
I needed somebody. I needed somebody to, because I felt like my legal arguments were sound, but I needed, I don't know. I just needed reassurance. And you were so matter of fact. You're like, this thing is stupid. It's going to get quashed. It was like, slap, wake up. It was what I needed to hear. Because I was
grateful that it could help. Yeah, it was like you started crying. I was like, what? No, not Kassidy. No, she can't be crying over this stupid thing. No way, man. No. Send me a link right now. I got 3 minutes. Oh boy. Jess Ricardo says, I'm late. What'd I miss? Hi, lovelies. I don't think you missed anything of note, Ricardo. I don't think. Well, you missed a whole lot. If you just gotten now, I guess. A whole hour and 41 minutes. My God, we've been going for so long.
Oh, wow. Sorry, guys.
Stephanie with $3 super sticker. Time flies when you're having fun. Thank you so much. And is that a fish? Is she holding up a fish? Am I seeing that right?
Oh, wait.
I got to expand. I got to see what is in her picture. Oh, it's a horse. Is that a horse? What is that thing?
It's a picture in a picture. It's hair.
Oh, I see it now. I see. So that's her.
Yeah, I thought someone was
behind
sitting
a picture
next
of
to her
herself.
with long hair hanging down, but it's a picture.
My vision is bad. I thought it was a horse at first. Never mind. Just leave me alone.
She's gonna take the money back, Omar.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. I meant the best.
You called me a horse.
It was my eyes. It was my eyes.
I thought it was a ponytail.
Millennial mom. Thank you so much for the 10. Says Omar. What is the legal recourse of damages that will be a result of all these people having to file motions to quash? Is there some sort of collective legal recourse for damages, harassment, doxing, etc.? No, but there are individual recourses, and what you're going to be entitled to is attorney fees, if any, your fees and costs, if any, filing fees and that kind of thing, if you had to pay for consultations, and then possibly just punitive sanctions. Hey, pay her $4,500 for being a dick. How about that? So that's what they could go after. Amy Lee with a 5 says, Omar, love the purple. Thank you so much. How many more times can Blake Lively push the deposition? Well, I think she has a deadline until the end of September. Isn't that right, Kassidy?
For the deposition?
Yeah.
You know what? I was making a new chart.
15th,
I was making a new chart. So deposition September 30th. Yes.
Yeah. So the deposition is going to happen. Yeah.
It's got to happen because after she gives her deposition, she has 30 days to file the what's that thing called where you can like not amend it, but you can correct it.
Oh, amend a complaint? Like to amend their
no, you can do it for your deposition.
Oh, the transcripts.
No. It's if you want to change what you said. There's a name.
That would be amending the transcripts. I'm pretty sure. Like you get your transcripts and you get like 30 days to review and correct the transcription.
Yeah, it's called something.
Well, that's what I call it. It's literally just amending the trend or correcting the transcription. Is literally what we call it. Oh, Kassidy is Googling. It's so
You can hear errata sheets.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I didn't know you were going to go all errata on me. Yeah, that's cool. The errata sheets then.
Yeah, so she's got 30 days to take authorship of her deposition.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she'll have Ryan rewrite it. And it will be very ball busting, but no teeth.
Yeah, but you can't do that though, because it's going to be on video, and they're not going to.
Yeah, I mean, you still keep the originals, but you can. She's gonna do it. She's gonna rewrite it because she's gonna. Yeah,
I'm sure.
Anyway, but there's 30 days to do that, and then they can also ask for more discovery after. Well, see, what's going to happen to that though?
What do you mean? The discovery deadline is 60 days before.
Let me look at I've got it all typed up. I made a new chart because I love charts. So the discovery. Shut up. Okay. Oh, they have till October 15th. Yes. So they do have some time.
A little bit.
So they can't. Because that's what I was thinking about. If the judge keeps letting her bump it later and later, then she's got those 30 days. And if they decide they want discovery based on things they learn in her deposition, how's that all going to work? But it will.
I don't think that the errata deadline is going to necessarily be affected by the discovery deadline. That's not the same thing as completing discovery. It's just like discovery that's already been conducted, and we're just correcting minor things,
Oh, okay. So that doesn't have to be done by
Yeah. By the way, Amy says, love Kassidy's voices and how calm Leanne is always. Brits, right? Yeah, totally. It's the Brits.
Yeah. that accent.
Yeah. I just finished watching this show with Ricky Gervais. And what was it called? Afterlife or something? That's a really good show. It's like, to granted, it's like 3 seasons. Oh, I'm sad my wife is dead. It's like, all right, buddy, like get over it. But like it got such great messaging. And I finished it like episode 3, like the season finale. It was really good. Really impressed. I love that guy. I love that guy so much.
I love really British. I have BritBox, and I watch. I love British TV. It's a higher level of American TV, I have to say. I think.
I'm a fan of the British Office, by the way, with Ricky Gervais as the Michael Scott character.
That was the original, wasn't it?
That was the original.
Yeah, he wrote it.
They literally copied episode for episode season 1 of the American Office, and it almost turned me off. It was like, they already did that. And then it got better, obviously. But also Monty Python. You got to give them credit for that. That's comic legend.
Well, mine too, Jane. But my navigation app is British voice. Mine too.
Oh, is it really?
No.
Yeah. Well, I drive a Land Rover, so it's like the built-in one is British, but even my phone one is.
Do you know when I do a live stream or something, like the other day when we had when we had the filing that Lively put in with she had that lawsuit, the Vin Diesel lawsuit.
Oh yeah, what about it?
Right, so I was actually on a live, and it dropped as I was going on live with Anita. Actually, it was with Anita, and I was like, do you know what, Anita? I'm just going to read this live. I don't normally do that because I don't want to tread on Lauren's toes, but she'd already done hers, so I was like, oh, I'll just read it live and then just talk about the law while I'm here. And I was so. Are we past the point where I can swear a little bit now, or
no? You can say whatever you want. We're like past hour 45, so do your thing.
I was actually dropping all these F-bombs like all through. I was like,
I remember. I was like, yeah. We haven't had it that day.
I know. I proper went off on one. Right? I was like, why the fuck is she adding this? What the hell's this got to do with anything? Why should she put it on the docket? And like. She'd been told to file something like a 2-page letter, and then she adds in a 407-page attachment. I was like, and she's not even told the judge, oh, you need to just look at this bit. She's like put the whole thing in, all for like 1.5 page, which is about Friedman getting in someone's face. And I was like, effing and blinding. And then someone said to me afterwards, like, they pull out all the British actresses, like Judi Dench or Nanny McPhee. Like, someone actually said to me, do you know what? You sounded like Mary Poppins on crack. I Okay, I'm going to take that.
Yeah, I was like,
Oh, Mary
"Whoa,
Poppins for
yeah."
sure.
Yeah, Leanne had
I
just
could hear it now. I can't unhear it. You're Mary Poppins now.
I'm Judi Dench. I'm Emma Thompson. I'm,
Oh, I love
Maggie
Judy
Smith.
Dench.
I've heard it all. I don't mind. I've had one say I sound like the shipping forecast.
Yeah, I have a Mary Poppins and I have Siri on my live stream right now. Oh, it's wonderful. You know what? It's an eclectic mix of voices. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, because
Between the
you're
three
the
of us.
voice everyone talks about.
Oh, nobody talks about me.
We're a
Certainly not
trio.
about my voice.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
I do.
absolutely.
I always say to Lauren, like, oh, I enjoy listening to catching up with your streams either in the morning when I'm just trying to get up and start the day, or at night when I'm wound down from everything what I'm doing. And it's just I find honestly your voice is really relaxing, but I find the same. I've said the same about Kassidy as well.
Yeah,
I really want
Kassidy,
I want Kassidy to do like one of those sleep apps,
Yeah, people keep saying that. I should do it.
You
Maybe I
should
can
make
make
a
myself go to
fortune.
sleep.
Why not, man? That's the most common one I get. Oh, I fall asleep to your show. It's like, oh, you
I
put
know
me to
people
sleep.
say that to
Thank
me,
you.
and I'm like, am I boring? Like, what do you mean
It's
by
like,
that?
I feel like that's kind of a backhanded comment. What's that about?
How do I take that exactly?
I got to acknowledge Aquanetta with a 50. Thank you so much for that. She says, Omar, you are my lawyer, just so you know. Much love. She's my favorite. Aquanetta, she's been with me for, I don't know how long now, since I started covering this case for sure. But she's always in the chat. I love that lady. She's always one of our great commenter contributors. And she told me that I put her to sleep too. So how about that? But at any rate, folks, we've been going for almost 2 hours now. And I know that Leanne has to get some sleep.
Oh, yeah. Poor Leanne.
And Kassidy, I know it's probably late for you too, but listen, folks,
I sleep
it's late for me. You sleep like how?
It's bad.
Well, you're a night owl, and there's a danger to that. And the danger is you don't get any sleep.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it was such a pleasure to have both of you on the show.
Yeah,
and Leanne, I hope this time around I let you talk in a sufficient amount so that I'm not accused of over talking everybody.
I didn't know that people had no one said anything to me. I just heard you mention it to Laura, and I was like, oh.
Well, I got it in the comments. It's like, why are you going to have her on the show if you're not just going to talk over? It's like, was I doing that? I didn't know I was doing that.
I didn't think you were doing it, but I mean, like, because I come on because I wanted to hear your perspective. I was like, I don't get to talk to other lawyers, and it was really great for me to just kind of be able to talk with someone who can think and the same way as myself. So I enjoyed that, and I like to sort of say, well, go through the whole. Well, this is what I think. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was a great. I had a great time talking to you, and even tonight, it's always good to have another lawyer's perspective. Most people I have on my show are not lawyers, and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But it's always cool to have somebody that's actually practiced to throw ideas off of, and so for that reason, I'm eternally grateful to you. And then of course, Kassidy, you've done such tremendous work on this case, just all on your own. I don't know what you do officially, and it doesn't matter. When I thought, I was like, oh, she sounds like a law professor. I don't know what she does, but she's got to have some kind of background in law, as accurate and as detailed as these videos are. You've done tremendous work, and just know that if you ever feel the need, or you have, something going on, you need something from me, or need something from whatever, just call me, text me, whatever. I will be there. I'll go whatever you need. I'll be on your show. Hopefully we'll do this later. Multiple other times, whenever you want. You're always welcome here. And yeah, man, but don't worry about this motion to quash, man. It'll get done. Okay. It will get done. I promise.
Yeah.
We're not going to stress over it anymore. We're just going to get things done.
Just get it done. Yeah. I just need a stamp. That's all I need. I just need a stamp.
Just get the fucking stamp. We'll be all right.
I think it's a good motion. I think it's going to do well. Think positive.
Yeah.
Come on.
I got to acknowledge Bruce in the chat.
What's that?
I got to acknowledge Bruce in the chat. I saw him because yesterday Lauren was in control of the comments. And so I only got to see the comments that she put up. And I'm like really bad at reading them anyway. But he was like saying all kinds of stuff. And I'd say his name like once. So what's up, Bruce? It's good to see you, man. Anyway, with that, I really got to go. I got to, I got to go. I got to wrap it up. I got to get up early in the morning.
All right. Thank you for having us.
You all have the sweetest of dreams. Don't stress too much. Tomorrow is Friday. Take some solace in that, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.